What did your lawyer say to you when the jury came back in and found you guilty on all counts?
I can only say what my lawyer said. How much you going to pay me?
Of course,
No, he
it's
didn't say that, but it was pretty much, hey, things happen like this, and they really didn't have a they really didn't have a case against you, but that's pretty hard to beat these guys and all that kind of stuff. That's what I heard, and he went away on vacation with his family, and I went to Deloitte without my family.
the appeal court judges who heard your appeal wrote their verdict in the usual legal gobbledygook favoring the government's case. But your appeal was argued by a very high-priced lawyer, Alan A. Ackerman, a noted defense attorney. How did the fact that he came to swing and miss on pretty well every pitch come to be?
If I don't know how his record is as a lawyer, but I don't care. From what my friend, the judge, when I was in there, he knew of this guy too. He said, "Don't really make any difference how good the lawyer is. They got you. They want you. No matter what they say, you're gone." And when I was working on my appeal at that particular time, he gave me a lot of advice, of course, because we became very good friends, and I love the guy. He's passed away. Uh, but I saw his appeal written by a very high priced attorney, and I read it, and I said, "Wow, you're going to be going pretty soon." He said, "Mm-mm." He said, "I doubt it." He said, "Nobody beats these guys," and he meant the guys I was fighting. So I think Ackerman did a good job, and that's what I'm going to try to portray in what we're talking about, because he said all the right things. And if you're beating your head up against a brick wall, I don't care how good you are, it's tough.
Your roommate at the Duluth Academy was a person well versed in the law, a former judge, as you said earlier, who had fallen into adversity. Was he a help to you?
Well, the thing he did most for me is I was a bonehead, and he said, "Why don't you just forget about it?" And I said, "I can't. I can't leave it alone." And he said, "Well, you gotta, you know what I mean." But and then another one of our roommates was another attorney, who I wish I would have had as my attorney, but I didn't have him, of course. But I met a lot of good people like that. A lot of good. I learned a lot. I could. I felt like I was going to become a lawyer, and I forgot a lot of this stuff too. But I really did. They showed me how to look law up, and I spent a lot of time in the library, and I had to do that because of knowing that. In fact, when I first got there, he was waiting for me, and we had never met before. But he was a hard Democrat, and I was a hard Republican, and he was following my trial only because of the interest in politics, and because he didn't really know me, and obviously I didn't know him. But when I got there, he really took care of me as far as introducing me around and all that kind of stuff. And that's when one of the things, when I got there, I turned around to, I don't know who I may have said it to, but wow, I'm going to be here at least 8 or 10 more Christmases. You know what kind of feeling that is? Impossible. Never gonna, I'm never gonna make it, but I did. I, it was hard, and we talked a lot, and he helped me a lot.
Was your family a help to you? Did they stick with you?
I never would have made it without my family. Impossible.
You were sentenced to 10 years in prison, which seems excessive in view of the nature of the charges and the slender case against you. But nevertheless, you were released after 8 years of incarceration. Why was the term reduced by 2 years?
I think legally, when you whatever term you get, whatever time you get, you have to do 85%. So when I got to 10 years, I knew I wasn't going to have to do 10 years, and so that's the good time plus some other stuff. And yeah, it was 8 years. I'm sure it was 8 years. I try to forget that. So, in fact, there was a newspaper person that called me yesterday. They're writing a story, and I don't know who it was, about ex-mayors. And she asked me the question when I got out. I said, I honestly don't remember, but I think it was 2000 or 201.
Did you ever have any doubt while you were inside that you would ever be able to prove your innocence?
Except with the judge, he he was a good man, realistic, I guess. He said, Chuck, you can't beat these guys, because he got beat. And he said his lawyer was really disappointed. Even though when I read his appeal, I read it word for word. I said, man, you're going to get out of here. He said, no. He said, might sound good to you, but no. And but I kept going because I had a couple of paralegal guys too that were pretty good. And one of them was a Haitian guy who lives in New York now, and he helped me quite a bit too, and we became real good friends. And he kept encouraging me because he always was helping people. He hated the Justice Department, the way they treated people, and he really tried to help me. And that's when I felt like maybe there's a shot. And then I guess and I think it was 1996 when my final appeal, where they said LeBou decided to confess to his crimes, and we're going to drop all the charges and all that kind of stuff. And I said, well, this is pretty hard. And they didn't tell me until 1996 officially. I knew it was over with, but I really knew about it in 1991, I guess. And I didn't realize how tough it is to beat these guys. And I thought there might be a shot. I'm thinking, my God, I got all this information, because this is not new information, Bill. This is stuff that I've had from day one. And I honestly and realistically thought that I might have a shot of beating it. In fact, my family thought I might I'd have a shot. And obviously they were going to stick with me anyway. But without them, I just wouldn't have made it.